In Gaza, people have lost everything and they need everything. It's from the displacement en masse that is ongoing, whole exodus of people. More than 1 million people, in fact, have been forced to flee their home. It's a situation of forced displacement. UNRWA is sheltering more than 700,000 people in 150 of our facilities. More than 10,000 people have been reported killed. 70% are women and children. At UNRWA, we sadly had 99 colleagues killed in Gaza. It's a terrible, terrible situation. And now look in the West Bank, including East Jerusalem, it's a different situation, but it's not easier. It's we've seen an uptick in violence over the past 1 month. The West Bank has been boiling for more than 18 months now. Only in the last month, since the war began, we have seen more than 44 children killed in the West Bank. The war is very brutal. The numbers speak for themselves, and nowhere is safe in the Gaza Strip. Everywhere you go, north, south, middle, it's not safe. And plus, the people in the Gaza Strip, unlike other conflicts, they have nowhere to go. They're trapped. So unlike in recent conflicts that we have seen where people can cross the borders, here people do not have the option. So they're literally strangled and trapped in the Gaza Strip with very little food, very little supplies coming in, and no fuel whatsoever. So this is what we're talking about in the Gaza Strip. The situation continues to get worse by the minute. It's also about loss of lives that is ongoing. It's also about trauma. It's also about collective trauma that has not been healed since 1948, that is resurfacing, coming back. People are forced to either relive their own traumas or to relive the traumas of their parents or grandparents. It's a mass exodus. It's a collective punishment of 2.2 million people. Many of them have nothing to do with this conflict. So since the beginning of the war in Gaza, we had more than 50 UN facilities, among them many schools. Among the many schools that are now hosting displaced families that have been damaged or impacted. 5 of those schools have been directly hit. And this only shows that even UN facilities and schools and shelters for people that should be protected by international humanitarian law, they're not protected, and that people who have come to seek refuge under the blue UN flag are not protected. And this is unprecedented and unacceptable and should not happen. It should not happen. Look, it's been devastating for UNRWA. We are the largest UN agency working on the ground in Gaza. We are the largest humanitarian organization. We have 13,000 staff working with us, teachers, doctors, nurses, warehouse keepers, we have sanitation laborers, we have camp managers. I mean, it's almost like a state. It's a semi-governmental UN agency that provides services to people that no one wants to provide services to, and these are the Palestine refugees. Now, since the war began, we've sadly lost 99 colleagues. The vast majority of them were teachers. They were both men and women. Many of them were killed with their families. Many of them were killed not just in the north, but also in the middle areas and in the south. One colleague of ours who was a bright young woman, she was a software developer and a member of the Gaza Sky Geeks. She was killed very sadly with members of her family in the north of the Gaza Strip. We have Samir, another colleague who was killed with 8 of his children and his wife. We have Sireen, who was a gynecologist who was working with us at UNRWA in one of our primary healthcare centers. She was killed with her daughter. It's endless. It's just endless. And these are not just numbers when we say 99 or 82, or these are colleagues, these are friends, these are the backbone of this agency, and we're never ever going to be the same without these colleagues, and they should never have been killed. They should never have been killed.